Howdy, Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix here. Before I start this review, I might as well just say that this video is sponsored by Fitness Solutions, their gym equipment company that sells and repairs gym equipment. So if you have something that's broken down, like a treadmill, and you're like, I don't want this thing anymore, can I sell it for a quick buck? Fitness Solutions got you covered, man. They will take that thing, they'll repair it themselves, and then even sell it back to another company, or maybe to you if you feel like getting swindled. Hey, that's not no shots at the company, no shots at the company. But yeah, they sell and repair, they repair and sell gym equipment. Some of it's secondhand, some of it's premium stuff. This channel is free because it's Jarvis Johnson Gold. I have been watching way too much Jarvis Johnson, but yes, go check out Fitness Solutions. Their website is down below at www.fitnessolutions.co.ke. Tell them Captain Phoenix sent you. Help a Firebird out. This has been your captain speaking, and yes, that has been Fitness Solutions. Again, special thanks to Fitness Solutions for sponsoring this video. On with the video. Alrighty then, guys. Today we are reviewing Raya and the Last Dragon, but before that, me. Kipasa boda boda ata peta peta beda sikupaka laka daka de ho ho. Really, Disney? Was this necessary? $30 to watch Raya and the Last Dragon. That is 3,000 shillings in my country. Theaters don't cost that much. Theaters cost like 700. What the hell? That is so much money. Good Lord. But yes, I watched Raya and the Last Dragon. Before I give my official review on it, I might as well talk about, let's go back to the past, you know? Might as well talk about what I thought of it when the trailers came out, what my theories were. Did I prove myself right or did I prove myself wrong? Let's see. This with you guys, this was a close call. This, amongst my top 3 picks for these movies, this was a very close call. I did not know which movie I was more excited for, which movie I wanted to be a number 1. However, I thought about it a bit more and I'm like, okay, this one has given me a bit more to look at, and I'm kind of a Disney shill, if you guys didn't know, because these movies are always at the top. Yes, what did you expect me to be? Not a Disney shill? Ha, you're funny. But we're talking about Raya and the Last Dragon, and I honestly think that this could potentially be the best movie of 2021. Well, okay, maybe not my favorite movie, but definitely the best. I really do think that this is going to be a bit more mature. It's going to be a bit more of an edgy Disney princess thing, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with it here. The potential with this movie is just so much, and wow, I can't express it into words. Disney has been doing well on their Disney Princess front lately, and I just... Okay then, so apparently those were my thoughts. It was going to be an edgy, cool action Disney Princess movie, which I will say for one, there are no songs in this. Yes, apparently for a Disney Princess movie, it isn't a musical. By the way, spoilers, this thing came out literally like 2 days ago, so I really don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah, apparently for like a Disney Princess thing, it really just did not have any songs in it, which is I am completely fine with. I like musical movies as much as the next guy, but I think this movie works perfectly well without any songs in it. So good call, Disney. I'm pleasantly surprised. Good call. So yeah, those were my thoughts on it, and now let's look at my theories. My theories and analysis. So from what I can get at the beginning of what we saw, like at the beginning of this trailer, I take that will be the beginning of the movie, where we get Raya and her little, I want to say, what do you call it? Armadillo? Tuk-tuk, I think he was called. And they will be trying to steal the dragon gem or something like that. Now, the thing about the dragon gem is that it's the MacGuffin of this. Okay, so far, I'm kind of half right. Raya and Tuk-tuk weren't really stealing the dragon gem. They were more like practicing how they would break in to steal the dragon gem. And no, they weren't actually gonna steal it. They were guarding it. They were just playing the role of the thief. So I'm kind of half right, but at the same time not fully. So yeah. Movie. So what's gonna happen is like we have all these tribes who are at war with each other. My guess is that the dragon gem was the only thing that united these tribes. And once the gem went, the tribes went to war with each other. So now Raya wants to look for the gem so she can bring it back to the tribes and have them united again. Though it says she's also... I was right. I am 100% right. Literally everything in that sentence I just said was completely true. So yeah. Is it just I'm smart, or is this film too predictable? Looking for the Last Dragon. So my guess on the Last Dragon is that there were many of dragons once upon a time,
all these dragons died out except one. So this dragon and the dragon gem are gonna play a huge part in this movie. So my guess is that the dragon gem is again the MacGuffin of the movie, and we're gonna have like this evil tribe who wants to have the gem and stop and prevent peace from coming out in the land.
Okay. First of all, yes, Sisu was the last dragon, at least until the end of the movie where they retconned everything. I'll get on that in a bit. And also, like with the evil tribe not wanting peace to be there, it's not that they didn't want peace to be there, it's just that they didn't want to get blamed for the whole situation, which is almost equally fair.
And another thing I want to say is that at the beginning of this trailer where we see her try to break into the special area, that will be like at the beginning of the movie with Tuk Tuk.
By the way, can I, before I continue, can I just say we're in the safe with the dragon gem where the water flows upwards? Beautiful animation. Again, I'll talk about this in a bit.
And then, like maybe halfway through the movie or something, we'll get a huge time skip. Because the Raya and Tuk Tuk we saw at the beginning of the movie is definitely not the same Raya and Tuk Tuk we see at the end of the trailer. Because Raya is like a lot older, she has more hair, she looks...
Okay, I was right about the time skip. Although the time skip happened like right at the beginning of the movie, like 15 minutes in. So, it didn't happen in the middle of the movie, though I was right about the time skip.
Mature. Tuk Tuk is even bigger. Like now, instead of being the small ball he's now like the size of a bloody car. In fact, she's using him as a car motorcycle thingamajig. So obviously there has been some time that's passed. So my guess is that the first half of the movie will be Raya trying to find the dragon gem, and then the second half of the movie will be her going on her own with Tuk Tuk, and then they find the last dragon. That's my guess. So all in all, I'm really impressed by this trailer. It looks
okay. That's the only part where I was wrong. Raya and Tuk Tuk really, they already had the dragon gem. It's like it was split off, and they didn't spend that much time looking for Sisu. Hell, they found Sisu really surprisingly quick. So yeah, now I guess it's time to give my review about this movie. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Raya and the Last Dragon. Again, I got to see it. So, my review on it. Let's just get this rolling. First of all, animation. I really feel like I should just skip over this part. Like, this doesn't even need to be said, but yes. Animation. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Mwah! Chef's kiss. It is so good. I mean, what did you expect? It's a freaking Disney movie. Of course, my phone would be on low battery, and of course, it would be acting up. Now, it's like my back. Oh, I'm old. It's acting up. It's acting up. But yes, Raya and the Last Dragon, beautiful animation, of course made by Disney, so of course it has great animation, and of course it works well. This movie is so good looking. Again, the water physics, oh, that's so good. I freaking love the water physics, the water animation, the way it moves like waves. Oh, that part where it like flows up the stairs, that was just a few seconds of perfection. I understand why they put in the trailer, because it was so good. Just where it like flows upwards, up the stairs. Guy! The character designs are also good. I think Sisu really works well for her character design, because she's very clearly an Asian dragon, so I really like that with her character design. And the animal designs are also really interesting. They remind me a lot of the Croods, where like they're regular animals, just are slightly mutated or like mixed with other animals. Like Tuk is like a large armadillo. The cats from the Fang Kingdom or Fang Chiefdom or whatever it is, they're like freaking large bobcats. So I really like how the animals are really drawn in this universe, except for the dragons, which are of course just regular Asian dragons. Though of course this movie cannot go unscathed. Obviously I'll say a few good things about it here, but I do not like the message of the movie. I do like the message, it's a really good message, but I do not like the way it was given to me. I have never seen a children's film beat a message over your head so hard. They literally were shoving it down my throat. I cannot tell you how many times they said the world is broken. You can't trust anyone. Well, you must learn to trust people. Maybe it's because you didn't trust people that the world broke. They say it so many times. I swear, you can make a drinking game out of this. Take a shot every time they say that you will die before the 1 hour mark. I am not kidding. So they say it so many times, and I am sick and tired of that message being shoved down my throat. It is not a complex message, guys. Soul was a more complex movie, and 7-year-olds were able to understand the message. Trust is not that complex of a lesson. Like, come on. But that's really my biggest complaint about this movie so far. Oh, wait, let's talk about the modern language. Yeah, so this movie is set in like medieval Asian times. I keep saying Asian just so it be general. I really don't want to offend any groups out there. But this movie is like set in like medieval times. And for some reason the movie has the need to put in like modern language in here, because like I see like we got some because like in the movie we hear like I'm totally like a dragon nerd, you know, and there's later on where like Sisu is saying, oh, I'm not exactly like the best dragon, you know how everyone has their own thing. Well, I did mine with my friends and it was a group project. I'm just the guy who presented. I didn't do much work. I'm the extrovert presenting the group project, and I'm like, oh my god, like this movie with its dialogue, it is the epitome of like that uncle or grandpa who's trying to be hip and cool with the kids, trying to use modern language. No, you're a medieval movie, please just stick to regular language. You do not have to use this modern slick language to be one of the kids. It doesn't work, just stop. So yeah, the movie's trying to be young, guys, please beware. But yeah, so again, the story is a lot like a road trip where they go from one place to another. They visit all like 5 kingdoms, which is pretty cool. I'll talk about that in a second. And again, it's a MacGuffin story with the dragon gem and such. I know a lot of people really do not like road trip movies, considering you go in so many of them. And I know a lot of people really don't like MacGuffin stories because we go in so many of them. And the fact that this movie is a mixture of both, I can imagine a lot of people getting mad by this. I'm not really mad by it. I feel like they executed it well, and it's fine. It's fine. I really do not get offended by this, but I do know a lot of people would get mad because it's a MacGuffin story and a road trip story. Are you freaking kidding me? That's what people would think. But now let's talk about the world building. When we visit like the 5 kingdoms, it was really awesome. The world building in this movie is amazing. I love the different towns and cities we go to. I love the settings and how the buildings are built and where they are. It is really good. Like we get, was it the tail kingdom? Oh, I love the whole sand area about it. I love where like we're fighting people, like this Mad Max style thing. Great stuff. I even love how they have sand traps. It's really fun. There was this kingdom with the water. I think that was the, I don't know, was it, what was it, the Talon kingdom? Yeah, Talon kingdom, I think, where it's like a water village. Pretty cool. The Fang kingdom is a kingdom that's really just based off Chinese kingdoms. Like I say Asian to be general, but that's very clearly based off a Chinese kingdom. Like, come on. So yeah, Heart Kingdom, it's like built on this stone and it's got the water bridge. Again, I like the designs of this kingdom. The only problem I have with it is that I feel like we didn't spend enough time in these kingdoms. I feel like we should have spent a bit more time looking at these different areas and how the people work and such. I understand that this movie needs to constantly move to stay on the quest, but I do wish we could have seen a bit more. So yeah. Again, my favorite kingdoms would probably be the Tail and the Water City Kingdom, because those ones really, I feel like we got a really good look at them. Fang Kingdom, not really my favorite, even though it is really good looking, I would say. Like the animation on that place, really nice. I love the, let's talk about the characters real quick. I love the rivalry between Raya and Mari. Raya, for one, is a Disney princess who I don't think has any faults whatsoever. With Disney, most of the time they have the Disney princess being, oh, I want to go on adventures. Oh, I don't want to be a princess. Raya, she doesn't denounce her princess status, not even once. And really, she blames herself for the world ending, well, her and Namari. But she's mostly struggling with her own internal issues like grief and mistrust and how she doesn't trust people. She actually has an interesting character arc that isn't, I want to go on adventures. I'm tired of being a princess. I kind of predicted this from the start, but Raya might be my favorite Disney princess so far. She, Ariel, and Moana are kind of up there with my favorite Disney princesses. They're like, really good. I also love her rivalry with Namari. How Namari is kind of like a lot like Raya, only that she feels the pressure from her mother. Of course, Namari is suffering from the overbearing parent who must think their kids are perfect at everything cliche. But I feel like they handled it here well, and that they didn't spend too much time on the mother. Hell, they kind of stoned the mother quite close to the end. So good on you, Disney. Really like that. Sisu, I know a lot of people really don't like Sisu. They call her the unnecessary comic relief, or like the person who isn't supposed to be funny, or like the annoying character. I know there's some people who actually really think Sisu is annoying. To me, I enjoyed Sisu. Personally, I really liked her with her bubbly, happy personality, her optimistic, naive self that doesn't know that the whole world is literally falling around her and that humans are really the worst of the creatures to ever exist. Like, were humans a mistake? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes, humans were a mistake. But yeah, Sisu reminds me a lot of Dory from Finding Nemo. She's like Dory minus the memory loss. That's what Sisu reminds me a lot of. And if you can remind me of Finding Nemo in any shape or form, you get a point from me. So yeah, and let's talk about the pacing of this movie real quick. This movie is fast. From the get-go, the movie starts and it goes and it goes and it goes. Like, the movie doesn't even feel like 90 minutes long. It feels so short. And I know I said the same thing about Toy Story 4, but that was because I saw Toy Story 4 like in sections. With Raya, I saw it like in two different time periods. I got cut like halfway through the movie, but like it was definitely a very fast moving movie. Like, if you are not prepared for the fast pacedness, you will get lost, I swear. Like maybe I'm just old. Like, I'm old. But I remember back when movies would actually give you the plot of the movie before the movie starts. Like, they would prepare you for the movie to start. Like Moana. Moana is a 90-minute movie and it didn't officially start until the 30-minute mark. But this movie, the time skip happens like in the first 15 minutes and you're just going and going and going. You're like, whoa, slow down, Buster Brown. So like, yeah, this movie is very fast paced. I don't mind it. I kind of like fast paced movies every now and again. I just wish I was a bit more prepared going into this. So I hope that you guys take my word of advice and be prepared to move the minute the movie starts. So yeah, I will say I love the ending. The ending, there was a spider on my phone. I really love the ending to this movie. Where there's no one tribe that's more superior than the other. Because I know in a lot of movies, it's been, oh, the main characters from this tribe, obviously this tribe is the best. And these days now, they're kind of doing the opposite of, oh, this character's from this tribe. This tribe used to be the best in the first movie. Now in the second movie, as it turns out, this tribe was actually manipulative. Way long ago, they actually did some horrible things. And the other tribes are suffering because of their mistakes. This time, I really like it because there is no one tribe that's above the other. Every tribe is scummy in their own way. Hell, even Raya has their own character flaws. For one, she trusted someone immediately she met them. This is the equivalent of your mom bringing her friends' kids home and then you showing them all your prized possessions and toys and such. You don't do that. This is the equivalent of bringing your meat to someone else's barbecue. You don't do that. So yeah, Raya has her own flaws. She was over trusting at the beginning and she understands and grows from that. No one tribe is above the other. Even though her father wanted to unite everyone, I doubt even he wanted full power, and it works beautifully in my opinion. So I really love how there's no one tribe that's above the other and how everyone accepts that they all have their own faults and how everyone is kind of scummy in their own way. I also really like Raya's crew, though I didn't get too attached to them, like Boone, the big axe guy, the little baby girl. I know the movie is supposed to represent that they all come from different tribes and that these are the people who came together in the end to save the day, but like, I don't know, man. I just didn't get that attached to them. It's kind of like Rogue One, where you like these characters, you're just not given enough time to enjoy them. Which is why I say we should have spent more time in each of their respective cities. We should have spent more time in Boone City, Axe Guy City, Little Girl City. We should have spent more time getting to know these characters. Thus, when the ending comes, it has a bit more of an emotional punch. That's not to say the ending wasn't emotional at all. I freaking loved the ending, but I do wish we got to know more of Raya's crew. And let's talk about the ending, actually. First of all, before the ending, let me talk about the animation real quick. The action scenes! The action scenes! Oh my god, the action scenes in this movie are so good! Especially when Raya is fighting with her sword. First of all, can I just say I love her sword? That sword is practically my favorite fictional sword of all time. The thing that deconstructs and then it reconstructs, it acts like a grappling hook at the same time like an original sword. Oh, I love that thing. It is so good. I am so glad Raya gets to use it throughout so much of the movie. Unlike Mulan, yes, Mulan 2020, the worst thing to ever exist. She barely uses her sword and she's like, I gotta rely on my chi powers. Freaking Raya uses her sword and she uses it in such a bad aim manner. I want it. I want that sword, please. The way she ties the weapons of other people and tries to subdue them. Oh god, it's so cool. The action scenes in this movie, especially the ones where she's fighting with Namari, are cool. The first one where she fights with Namari and Namari just whoops her butt like no one's business. And even the second one where Raya whoops Namari's butt like no one's business. I know where she's walking into Namari's castle, everyone's running away, and then she's coming up the steps and she's like, ah! And they just have their fight. Oh, it's so good, so good. Oh. The action scenes in this movie are awesome. Watch this movie just for the action scenes. So yeah. Let me just wrap up my final thoughts. This movie reminded me a lot of Moana and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Obviously, it pales in comparison to Avatar, but it is way better than that Mulan remake we got last year. Oh my god, I freaking hated Mulan. And as whether or not it's better than Moana, that's still up for debate. Moana is a more simple story with really good characters and catchy songs. with a really with a somewhat good ending. This movie is not that. It doesn't have simple characters. In fact, if anything, the characters are too simple because you barely get time to know them. The story is as generic as possible. Hell, I predicted this story from the trailer alone. I think from the first trailer. So, but what this movie lacks for in story and characters, it makes up for in world building. My voice cracked there. For this movie lacks for in story and characters, it makes up for in world building and animation and action scenes and it's really good. So whether or not it's better than Moana, it's still up in the air. I haven't made my final decision as of yet. I know this movie just came out, so probably I still have some more bias towards it. But then again, I do kind of have a nostalgic feel for Moana, and that movie didn't immediately start it immediately like I watched. This movie wasn't taking off at the speed of light. So yeah, probably I expected too much of this movie based on the 2 trailers I saw. But how can you not? Like, this movie is really good. So yeah, I expected a lot of it, but that's because of the marketing that was done for it. I understand Disney didn't market this movie a lot, so probably not a lot of people saw it, but hey, what can you do? Yeah, so it's still a good movie. Obviously, I expected way too much of it, but it's still really good. And yeah, now we just have to wait for Luca, because I don't think this is going to be my best movie of the year, as I predicted. Pixar, do not let me down. Ha. My final ranking on this movie is an 8 out of 10. That's what it gets from me. Personally, I do think it's lacking in some areas, but overall, it's a really good movie. Go check it out. I would even call it great. And yeah, you introduce dragons, a cool fictional creature. Of course, you would get an 8 out of 10. And to 2019 me, who said that this was going to be like How to Train Your Dragon, get a life, my guy. Get a life. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's been my review of Raya and the Last Dragon. Again, this video is sponsored by Fitness Solutions. They repair and sell gym equipment. Go check them out at www.fitnesssolutions.co.ke so you can use their gym equipment and be strong like your captain here, who has never exercised for a day in his life. So I'm just a fat slob. In fact, that's why I don't even show my stomach whenever I make a video. I'm just a mess. So yeah, go check out Fitness Solutions at www.co.ke. Get yourself a treadmill or something to bench press or lift yourself, especially considering that the pandemic is still going on. You're most likely in your house, so why not exercise while you are at your house anyway? Again, fitnesssolutions.co.ke. Down below in the description, I'll leave it there for you. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Be sure to like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't already. 46% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you could bump that number up for me, that would be really great. I'm really trying to hit 100 subscribers by May because of something important I'm doing there. So if you could help me get that goal, I will really appreciate it. Again, guys, I have been Captain Phoenix. Thank you so very much for watching, and with that, I will see you in another universe.